Hi everyone, Grover from Upscale here, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new Focal Bathys. Now this is a headphone that a lot of people have questions about and are very excited about, so I'll do my best to be thorough, but this is something that a lot of the people at Upscale are really excited about. I know Kat has already talked about buying a pair, Chris has already talked about buying a pair, lots of people have been taking demos home. They're very excited about these. So what exactly are they? Well, if you're not familiar with Focal already, check out our videos on the previous Focal headphones. We've covered the Utopia and things like that. Now, the Focal headphones, such as Stellia, Utopia, Clear MG, have served as a model for the Bathys. They've produced something that I have not personally seen in the Bluetooth headphone space. This is a headphone which is designed from an existing hi-fi headphone platform that is wired, that is then translated into a Bluetooth context. So these are true wireless headphones. They operate with Bluetooth and they operate without wires. And they are also based on the existing platform of Focal headphones. So you get a lot of the benefits and the driver technology and ear cup design that come with something like a Stellia or Utopia or Clear MG, things like that. But you now get them in the format of a closed-back wireless, very portable headphone. So Bathys, let's take a look at it real quick. Build quality, as you may be familiar, is very similar to the Stellias or the Celestes, things like that. They're a little bit smaller than those headphones, and they do have a slightly lighter weight to them than some of those. The yokes are made out of a high quality plastic rather than necessarily a completely metal build quality as some of the other Focal headphones are. I suspect that the smaller size and the lighter weight are, with regards to travel, sort of a compromise in that regard. The headband is also a little bit lighter, a little bit less padding, but again, smaller size and more travel compatible. The drivers, if you look inside, look very similar to the M-shaped domes that we've seen from Focal in the past. I have reason to suspect that these are a very similar driver to the M-shaped domes in their existing headphones. They also fold flat, as you can see here, and they fit into this nice case that's provided for maximum portability. Charging happens via a USB-C cable, which is on the bottom, and there's also an aux jack, as well as some other controls and buttons for activating or deactivating noise canceling, for changing volume, for skipping tracks, all the usual stuff that would come along with a true wireless headphone. Now, let's talk a little bit about the sound. Accessories are great. Carrying case is wonderful. It's similar to the other carrying cases that Focal already has. Build quality is totally fine and high-end, as we've come to expect from Focal. The active noise canceling is pretty effective. It's not as good as the best up there. Those would be the Sony WXM 1000 series and the Bose, as well as some of the Apple headphones. However, the noise canceling is sufficient to me to drown out the noise of airplanes, trains, things like that. And what the really important bit is that the noise canceling does not significantly degrade the sound quality. Now, noise canceling versus non-noise canceling modes will sound a little bit different, obviously. They almost always do. However, this is the first headphone that I've heard that really has a very even tonality with the noise canceling turned on. Normally, I'm kind of a proponent of just using my AirPods Pro V2. Those are relatively affordable compared to some options out there, and they sound great. These are the first headphones that I've used that don't just feel like an audiophile put their brand name on a pair of headphones that was sort of thrown together. These really do genuinely feel like a Focal headphone experience taken to a true wireless area. The sound quality is much similar to what you might expect out of a Celeste. It's relatively even. It adheres somewhat to the Harman curve, although it does have a slightly more forward Focal type tuning. But it has low end. It has that sense of punchiness that we've come to expect from those awesome Focal drivers. And it's a little bit forward in the top end, but not too much. It's really what a lot of people like about Focal headphones. It's detailed, it's dynamic, it's fast. And I think overall, this is a headphone experience that to me is the closest that I've gotten to a wireless hi-fi listening experience. Now, with noise canceling turned on, you do lose a little bit of level and headroom, and I can see some people who like to listen particularly loud, maybe wanting a few notches higher on the volume. Personally, I didn't think it was much of an issue. However, if you like to listen particularly loudly and you want active noise canceling, just know that at their loudest, these headphones may require another notch or two, depending on what kind of program material you're listening to, and all of that sort of stuff. In terms of battery life, I found these to be relatively decent. I would say about mid-pack in my experience. They're not the greatest, they're also not the worst. Now, compared to other options on the market. I know Dali, I know Mark Levinson, I know B&W all have options. These are all traditional hi-fi companies who make wireless headphones. To me, the Focal Bathys is kind of the most interesting entry into this arena of hi-fi headphone companies who are making wireless headphones, because they've got a real sense of what makes a good headphone. They've been making good wired headphones, great wired headphones, for many years now, and they've taken that experience and distilled it down into what they think a Bluetooth headphone experience should be. I have to also mention at this time that the Focal Name app is actually one of the better app experiences I've used. Yes, some people I know have reported crashing or reported certain inconsistencies or instabilities. I'm running an iPhone 13 Pro with iOS 16, most updated version. I had no issues whatsoever using it, and I've generally had a very positive experience with Name and now the Focal Name apps. So my experience with it was positive. Take that for what it's worth. In conclusion, I really do think this is an interesting product. I think for the audiophile who's been waiting for a wireless headphone experience that really goes beyond what a Galaxy Bud or an AirPod can offer you, this is the first one that I've heard that makes a compelling argument for why you should upgrade from something like a pair of AirPods or Galaxy Buds to something like a Focal Bathys. Not only is the sound quality an exponential leap forward, it also comes without some of the compromises that other solutions previously have had. Obviously, an AirPod or Galaxy Bud is going to give you the most up-to-date features, the most compatibility, and the most sort of tweaky, fiddly tech goodness. However, when it comes to pure sound quality, we've had some pretty good options, but they've always had compromises. With the Focal Bathys, I think you get that great sound quality without having to make the compromises on feature. You get noise canceling. It's not the greatest on the market, but it's solid. You get decent battery life. You get decent connectivity, and you get an app which works, in my experience, fairly well. So to me, while the asking price for these is quite high for a Bluetooth headphone, it's actually not the highest that I've seen on the market. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a great value, but I think if you are looking for that headphone experience, which is finally going to distill what makes the headphone hi-fi experience so great, this is the first wireless headphone that I've heard that really captures the magic and the potential of what that can be. Grover from Upscale Audio. Please like and subscribe to the video. Check out our other videos on the Focal headphones if you haven't already, and give us a call or check out our website at upscaleaudio.com.